everyone, to another episode of Morbid Visions. I am Morbid, and going to do another top 5 list of my favorite movies of a certain topic. Again, another one is difficult. I'm trying to figure out what my favorite movies of a certain genre are. It's more difficult than I thought it would be. But alright, let's get into it. So 5 movies. Again, number 5 is just so difficult to try to figure out. I kept going through like 3 or 4 different movies, but then I'm like, you know what, alright, let's go for this. Because there would be certain elements about certain ones, I'm like, I don't know if I would consider that one of my favorites, blah, blah, blah. But here's one, The Night Flyer, lesser known one, based on a short Stephen King story from Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Miguel Ferrer stars in this, and he's definitely one of the reasons why this is a top movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check this movie out. It's a really cool, it's like a road movie. He plays a writer for kind of like The Inquirer, one of those type of like a rag magazine or whatever that embellishes truths and just does whatever it does to get a sensational story. And but yeah, it's very cool. Interesting twist on the vampire stuff, but the movie itself has a great pace to it, has again good atmosphere, and it's a very entertaining movie. Definitely should be checked out. Number 4 is an older independent movie. I discussed this movie in the magazine episode, and it is Leif Jonker's Darkness. This is definitely one of the best underground independent movies. Shot on film. He shot this on Super 8, I believe. And it's just a very cool movie. The pacing is done very well. I mean, granted, it is your basic underground movie where it's like a bunch of friends get together to make a movie. Yeah, some of the acting isn't the greatest or whatever, but it's just the way the movie flows and the atmosphere, and he used very cool locations, and they just go all out. I mean, it's a gore fest. They don't hold back, and they do it right on the city streets. They're running around in the middle of the city and stuff, and they go into one of the carriages gets trapped in a outdoor car wash, and they just rip them apart right there. It's a very great movie. It's low budget effects or whatever, but done very well. They did a very good job on this movie. So, and the finale is just non-stop gore. It's just bodies exploding, heads exploding, bladders popping all over the vampires and everything. So definitely check this movie out. There is Barrel Entertainment released it on DVD. So there is a DVD out of this. Cause, I mean, you might be able to find one of these VHSs on eBay. I'm not quite sure. I do have the DVD, but I just look at that. I mean, that's just so awesome. I just love the VHS cover of this, so that's why I chose to use the VHS for this video. Apparently, I think I just saw on Facebook that Leif Jonker is putting together a Blu-ray of this, so who knows? At some point soon, hopefully we'll have a Blu-ray of it. But yeah, great independent vampire movie. Okay, for number 3. 2 and 3 is where it became difficult as well, but for 3, I figured I had to go with the standard classic, just Dracula, the Universal Monsters Dracula. Bela Lugosi is he is the face of Dracula. When anyone thinks of Dracula, they always think of the image of Bela Lugosi. There's other movies that I've watched more than Dracula. But when it came, I was like trying to think of, I'm like, all right, I'm labeling this as one of my favorite vampire movies. But when it comes to the atmosphere, the sets, just the overall look of the movie, the feel of the movie, I figured, yeah, I gotta go with the classic Dracula. Now for part 2, we get another version. Bram Stoker's Dracula from Francis Ford Coppola. I saw this in the theater opening weekend. I fell in love with this movie. I love this film. I think it's mostly for the look of it. Just incredible visual movie. And the coolest thing about this movie is most of the visual effects you see on screen are done live in front of the camera. They found out ways of doing all the magician type tricks and everything, and so the visual effects in this movie are phenomenal. And they're most of them, I believe, most of them are happening right in front of the camera. Um, Good story, great special effects, a lot of cool creature effects. It's an overall great movie, and of course, aside from Keanu Reeves, all quality, high caliber acting in this movie. Yeah, so I don't know. There's just something about this movie that I watched it not too long ago, and it still holds up. It's a fantastic movie. All right, now going from that, it might be a bit surprising what my number one vampire movie is. I try to think of them like, all right, just which one entertains me the most, which is the one that I always go to. And it's funny, while doing this, I realize I'm like, vampires isn't really my subgenre that I go to all the time. I think this movie, every Halloween, this movie always goes on, maybe twice during the month of October. And I think what it is, it's not so much that it's a vampire movie, it's just I love the movie. But my favorite vampire movie is Fright Night. Yes, very mainstream uh, horror film. But this movie is so entertaining. Like I said, I don't even think it doesn't even have to be about vampires. It's a great horror movie. Yes, there is comedy. It's lighthearted in parts and stuff, but it's got a great pace to it. Very entertaining, like I said. It's got some great visual atmosphere in the movie. Every time when they look at, they're heading towards Jerry Dandridge's house, and it's just got the fog flowing down from it. Every shot of his house is just, it's one of those ultimate haunted house shots. It's just so damn cool. And the effects in this movie are excellent. There's so many great, like, show-stopping special makeup effect sequences in this movie. I the wolf transformation, the wolf being impaled, his familiar being stabbed and melting, the entire finale with Jerry Dandridge turning into the vampire bat, Amy with the huge like shark-like mouth and everything. It's just the finale of this movie. Just boom, boom, it just hits you with another great effect sequence after another, and the finale the pacing is just awesome. It's a very cool movie. So yeah, high energy, entertainment, and it's one of those movies where, especially like me, you grew up watching horror films from the '80s. They just don't really make movies like this anymore, which is sad. And it's just one of those one of a kind type movies where even the sequel doesn't even come close to even comparing to this. I'm sorry, but that remake was garbage. The remake was terrible. Just great movie. So yeah, I have to go with Fright Night for my top vampire film. It's definitely the one I watched the most, that's for sure. So, recapping, Night Flyer, very good movie, small movie. Check it out. It's really cool. It's good. It's a very entertaining film. If you can find it, Leaf Jonker's Darkness, one of the best independent underground movies probably ever made, in my opinion anyways. Very cool movie. Gorefest. Good for that. The Standard, Dracula, Universal Monsters Dracula, Bela Lugosi. It's a staple. A remake that surprisingly is incredible. Because it was made way back, this was more of a passion piece, I think, for Francis Ford Coppola. It wasn't just one of, like, the remake for Fright Night. That was just assembly line garbage, cashing in on a popular name. It was like they went through a list. They're like, okay, we've done this, we've done Dawn of the Dead, we've done Amityville Horror, we've done this, we've done that. What's that? Fright Night? All right, let's do Fright Night next. Okay, cool. Let's do that. We'll just crank that out. All we care about is opening weekend, box office. That's all we care about. So we're not gonna bother with making it good. My opinion, I know. People might hate me in the comments or whatever, but yeah, a rare remake that is excellent. The movie is just beautiful to look at. Watch it just for that. And then my number one, Fright Night. Just pure entertainment, pure horror entertainment. The type of film that was only made in the 80s. And sadly, we may never get to see a film like this again. Who knows? Especially in the age of CGI. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, like the video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Morbid Vision Films if you just happen to find us randomly. We are an independent film horror company. We love horror. This is our passion. So, we will be back again soon, and I will give you another video. Something like that. Alright.